Good afternoon, friends. This is the second series in the story of the storyteller, which I started a day before. Today, let us understand what are the priorities of Prime Minister Modi and BJP. Today, there are so many eventualities which are happening across the country. One is the COVID pandemic, which is on the rise. As I do this video today to speak to you all, India has crossed 9 lakh cases, nearly 9 lakh 7,000 cases today, 23,700 deaths, and today I think we have nearly reached 30,000 cases a day. So is handling COVID crisis a priority for Modi? He is handling the border issue with China, wherein Chinese troops came into India and there were a lot of confusions where the Prime Minister said there was no intrusion, but there were every indications that there were intrusions. If at all there were no intrusions, how did 20 soldiers die? How did 10 to 12 people, 12 Indian soldiers become hostage with the Chinese forces? Is handling China crisis a priority for Mr. Modi? Or is falling economy or the failing economy a crisis for Modi, where people are losing jobs? GDP is going to be -5 as per my estimate, but a lot of people say -2, -3. But, dear friends, all these three doesn't seem to be priorities for Mr. Modi or the BJP at the center. The priority for Modi and BJP today is to topple duly elected governments of opposition. In spite of the people of India giving a handsome mandate for Mr. Modi, where he has more than 330 to 340 MPs, and they are in government in most of the states, Modi is hell-bent and obsessed with power. Obsessed with power is one thing. Getting obsessed with absolute power is very dangerous to a democracy. Modi has to understand that power is not eternal. Power is just temporary. Power comes and power goes. How we behave when we have power is most important in a democracy. Isn't bringing down a duly elected governments in states a subversion of democracy? Is it not buying MLAs with a lure of money, coercion, using BJP morchas like IT's department, ED morcha, CBI morcha, etc., and bringing force on the opposition MLAs and bringing down duly elected governments? Isn't this subversion of democracy? Isn't this killing of democracy? Isn't this murder of democracy, Mr. Modi? Isn't this suppression of people's mandate? Is this democracy? Are we living in a democracy? Let us see, friends. There is a fit propaganda that the BJP undertakes. Let us see step by step what they did in Bihar, what they did in Manipur, what they did in Goa. In spite of not having the people's mandate, they still formed government. Keeping that aside, let us look at what they did with governments which had people's mandate. For example, like something like Bihar. What happened in Karnataka? In Karnataka, see, the modus operandi of Modi is very clear. First, they pick a leader from the opposition. In Karnataka's case, it was Ramesh Jarkiholy. In Maharashtra, it was Ajit Pawar. In MP, it was Scindia. Now, you are seeing in Rajasthan. Let me not name him because still nothing is certain. But since everything is in public domain, let me name him. There is nothing wrong in it. The modus operandi which Modi and BJP did in Karnataka was, as I said earlier, they select a leader then they give the responsibility to this guy to bring around 15, 20 MLAs, whatever might be, according to each state it differs. A huge sum of money is being given to these MLAs to lure them to resign their seats. Once they resign, the BJP at the time of this tamasha tells that we have nothing to do with them. But you look at all these places, look at Karnataka, look at Madhya Pradesh. Once the ruling party MLAs resign, the ruling government falls, all these MLAs join BJP and fight on a BJP ticket and become ministers in the government, in the next government that is formed. Isn't this subversion of democracy? Isn't this murder of democracy, Mr. Modi? Just imagine, we ruled for 50 years. Did we ever do like that? Yes, on few occasions President rule was bought. I agree that we have done some mistakes too. But this sort of blatant buying of MLAs, murdering democracy, I don't think in independent India no Prime Minister has ever done. Why this insecurity, Mr. Modi? Let us understand, friends, why BJP and Modi is insecure in spite of the huge mandate and huge number of MPs in parliament. Till they had majority in Lok Sabha, they used to tell we didn't have majority in Rajya Sabha. Now more or less in Rajya Sabha also they are having majority. In spite of that, in spite of having a clear majority in the parliament, why is Modi still destabilizing opposition governments across the states? Why is Modi insecure? Why is Modi afraid of Rahul Gandhi? Why is Modi afraid of the Congress? Is my question. And every Indian needs to ponder why Modi is insecure. Modi is insecure because Congress is the only party which has a pan-India presence. Congress is the only party which can defeat Modi and BJP across the country. That is the reason primarily that Modi is targeting Congress governments and trying to weaken Congress governments. Or is Modi and BJP conspiring to weaken all democratic institutions? Like they have weakened the judiciary, they have weakened the CAG, they have weakened the PSC, they have weakened the Enforcement Directorate, they have weakened the IT, they have weakened the CBI, the Election Commission. They want to weaken the whole democratic process in this country so that they can rule India and further their communal agenda in this country. What Mr. Modi and BJP have to understand is you can fool some people sometimes, all people sometimes, but you can't fool all people all times, Mr. Modi. It is time that people should understand that, this subversion of democracy by Modi has to be defeated by people alone. In democracy, people are the king. Democracy, the people can make or break a leader. Since opposition parties have been targeted continuously by the ruling establishment, I urge upon people to take it upon themselves to teach Modi a lesson for subversion of democracy. Now, after all this, what next? I feel the opposition too needs to warn Modi that if the Modi and the BJP government keeps on fiddling with opposition governments with the lure of money, power and whatnot, Congress and opposition will be forced to boycott the parliament to teach Modi a lesson that subversion of democracy will not be tolerated, and a huge people's movement should be started by the opposition parties to save democracy, to save constitution from the hands of Modi. The people too, unlike Karnataka by polls, where people didn't teach BJP a lesson. In the coming by-polls in MP, they should teach Modi a lesson that Modi should stop playing with the democratic processes and establishments in this country. Congress party too needs to learn its lessons. It should give tickets to those who are ideologically inclined. And all MLAs who are suspect and in future may fall prey to the lures of BJP and Modi need to be warned, and if need be, need to be kicked out of the party. Congress too needs to clean its house. There are a lot of people in the Congress party whose loyalty is suspect, whose ideological inclination is suspect. They get elected with Congress help. They get elected due to the hard work of Congress workers at the booth level. But with the lure of the money, with the lure of power, they ditch the Congress party and the workers and join BJP. Hence, Congress also, while distributing tickets, should be very careful and give tickets only to loyal, ideologically inclined leaders among the Congress party. Jai Hind.